And of course, there are lots of places in Portugal who spend thousands and thousands. They invest thousands of euros in this event because it's an event that brings lots of people to their towns or cities. So in terms of tourism, let's say it's a very good event. And so, hello, Mike. So, yes, it's an event that brings thousands of people to the towns or cities, and so there is a lot of work, to prepare all this, and it's a shame when the weather is like that.
It is, and because this is April weather, really, isn't it? It's like em abril águas mil. It
Em
just really
abril
feels.
águas mil, but em fevereiro não é águas mil.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit unusual, isn't it? So, I also want to ask you. That makes a lot of sense that the children's festivity part of it would kick off on the Friday, and then we've got the Sunday, and then we've got the Tuesday. I mean, that is a holiday or a
And we've got the
festivity.
Saturday. Sorry to
No,
interrupt, but we
so
have
it's
other
not-
days as well.
Sure, but I mean, that is a long old festival, isn't it? A long old party from Friday through to Tuesday. What happens
As
on
usual.
Monday?
As usual.
But is Monday like a recovery day, a cheeky recovery day?
No. I mean, there are dancing balls, for example. There are night parades. There are some places with night parades. Not here, but there are some places. So, well, we can start speaking a little bit about the carnival in the several, from the north to the south, I would say, and
Perfect.
the island of Madeira, of course, because the island of Madeira is also in Funchal. It's also a big event.
Okay.
So starting from the north, we have Podence, and we have already spoken about Podence previously in the show, because it's one of the most traditional carnivals in Portugal, and they have become intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2019.
Okay.
They are Caretos, right? The Caretos, and I have sent you a few pictures that
You
this was last year here in Miranda. This is the town hall at the back, our town of Miranda do Corvo, near Coimbra. And this was last year. So I am one of those Egyptians. We
Now,
were supposed to be
yes.
Egyptians.
Why
And
is that, Filomena? Why? What was how was that theme decided?
well, because here in Miranda do Corvo, we do the parade on Sunday and on Tuesday. And then each group, and by the group, I mean, it can be, for example, the fireman, or it can be a cultural association like this one where I was in, from a village nearby, Pereira, the village of Pereira that belongs to Miranda do Corvo. So we have several groups. This year, for example, there are 10 different groups participating in our parade. And then we also have guests. So we invite other groups from other parts of the country. So last year, this was the group of Caretos. Caretos is, as I said, typical from the north, from the district of Bragança. And so in Podence, which is the municipality of Macedo de Cavaleiros, they are considered cultural heritage of humanity since 2019.
Yeah.
And we have already, yes, that is another picture of Caretos in the village of Podence. So that is in their village in Podence. They have transformed the old houses in the village with these beautiful pictures. Yes, that is another beautiful picture. And do you know why there is a girl in in that picture in the middle of two Caretos?
As I recall, so you got the hairy guy in the sort of Jamaican colours, interestingly, red, gold, and green, and he has bells around his waist, doesn't he, and a stick. And I believe on this day, it is customary to approach young women
That's
And
right.
are there some bottom patting going on as well as, the banging of cowbells, which is, I guess, is a little bit of a
Very
warm-up.
well.
Yeah.
Very well. Muito bem, Carlitos. Muito bem.
Obrigado,
You
obrigado.
remember the lesson.
Orgulhos.
So yes, so I had already explained in previous years that what they do, it's called entro do chocalheiro, because chocalhar is to do that with the
Jimmy,
bells.
Jimmy. Yes.
So they grab the girls and they shake them up.
Wow. It's a
So that's
fertility
why.
ritual and a half, that, isn't it? I suspect.
So that girl is in trouble because two of them has two of them
Thankfully,
have grabbed her.
she is understanding and appreciating the process, certainly as depicted in this mural.
So that is a tradition. If you go to Podence, if you are a girl, you might be grabbed by one or more than one the Caretos.
Yes,
So
and I mean, the origin of that presumably is a kind of, choosing a mate sort of primal.
no, it's just to have fun and of course you mentioned the colors. Of course, they are very colorful. They
Yeah,
are very bright colors because it's to represent the arrival of spring soon, and it's to the bells and all the noises to scare away all the evil things from the winter.
okay.
And the mask as well. It has to be a frightening mask. And so all of this is a lot of Celtic origin, and yes, it's to do with celebration of spring soon,
Yes.
and saying goodbye to the sad days of winter.
Well,
So
that makes a lot of sense, and that's all part of this time, isn't it? Carnival time, making a lot of noise to
yes,
chase away the darkness, the shadows, and the
that's right.
cobwebs, and move into the lighter and brighter time. So, thank goodness for that.
Yes.
And it connects obviously with Lent, does it not? Well, not obviously anymore necessarily, but this is a Catholic tradition.
Before Lent, yes, before Lent, you celebrate as much as possible, so
Yes.
that then you can go through Lent until Easter. Yes.
Yes, empty your larder, get all of the last little bits out of there, eat everything up, and move into the lighter, brighter days. Absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much
That
for that.
picture is also in the village of Podence. By the way, this year, if you want to go and visit Podence, there are free buses from the town of Macedo de Cavaleiros. So the town where the village belonged to. So you have free buses between the village and the town. So because being a village, you don't have a lot of space to park, right? So you better take the bus, and there are free buses between Macedo and Podence, and you can take the free bus.
Yeah.
And about the activities, they have many activities, including a market with traditional things. They have walking activities, so there are several walking activities in the morning. So you can see the whole program if you look online for Podence or Caretos de Podence. So, for example, on Saturday evening, you have Noite de Chocalheira. There is in the town of Macedo, there is a night parade as well on Saturday evening. Then on Tuesday, if you want to watch it on television, on Tuesday, so at 5:30 in the afternoon, 5:30 p.m., there is a program called Portugal em Direto on the RTP, and Portugal em Direto is going to be broadcast from Podence, from the village of Podence. They are celebrating the end of the festivities with Queima do Entrudo. Queima do Entrudo is as you have the picture now. It's the burning of the dummy, right? So so they
that's
burn it,
isn't it? That picture there of the burning
but
man.
it's a huge dummy, very big. and
Yes.
so they burn it to finish all the celebration. And this came or sometimes it's just the burial o enterro. It is celebrated in many parts of the country. Yes,
Wow.
there are many parts of the country where they celebrate carnival. So
Okay.
also in the north, you also have the big carnival in Ovar. Ovar is also another city where you can see the parades. Isterreja, for example, I'm just mentioning in case you live near and you can go and watch. So, for example, in Isterreja, they also do, well, they are supposed to do it tonight, a parade also with the samba schools in Isterreja tonight at 9:30. Then near here, well, in central Portugal, we have Figueira da Foz, for example. We have Mielhada.
I've
Then a
got a
little
lot of
bit,
these actually. Bairandi is all over this on the Gumper map. Many of
yeah.
these are listed, and we'll show you a few of the posters as well a
Okay,
little
good.
bit later on today as we conclude. But yeah, absolutely right, Filomena.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
And no. And then in Torres Vedras, for example, I also previously in other previous years I have explained a little bit about matrafonas. Remember the matrafonas? That's right.
There we go.
So matrafonas. This was the winner in 2018. So Torres Vedras is about 40 kilometers south of Caldas de Rainha. And so you have lots of celebrations there as well. They say in Torres Vedras that is the most Portuguese carnival. But of course, other places say no, we are the best. But
Yeah, right.
Torres Vedras is also a very nice place to go, because apart from the floats, the usual floats and the people dressing up, but you have these matrafonas, which are the men dressing up as women. So they have a contest. So, for example, today in the afternoon, they also have baile de máscaras, so a dancing ball with people dressed up. Then tonight, the king and the queen of carnival, they are arriving at the train station of Torres Vedras. So there is always a king and a queen, and they are arriving at 10 o'clock p.m. Tonight.
So who are they? Are they the winners chosen from last year?
No, they are people that are chosen by the organization. Either famous people, sometimes actors or public figures, usually that people know, and or other people that they choose. And the party goes on until 4 a.m. with DJs. So you also have the DJs every night in Torres Vedras, and the party goes on and on, at least until 4 a.m. So tomorrow, for example, there is also a night parade and a contest of the best mask. Then on Sunday, you can also follow on television, on the channel TVI Somos Portugal.
Yes, love that show.
The program is going to be from Torres Vedras this Sunday. So from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, you can watch it on television. And then, for example, on Monday, as I was saying, it's not just Sunday and Tuesday. Monday, there is also a night parade in Torres Vedras, and the DJs, as I said, until 4 a.m. And there is the concurso de matrafonas, the contest to see who the best matrafona is. Matrafona is the word that refers to the men dressed up as women.
Why is that, Filomena? What is the etymology of matrafonas?
Well, because if the word itself, matrafona, is not a very nice word, right?
Really? Is it like?
No, it's if you say matrafona is not it doesn't sound very pleasant for.
Oh, I see. Okay,
right.
yeah.
So matrafona, because matrafona, they have to be very sexy women, very
Well, yeah,
sexy women.
you can see
And
here. I mean,
so, like
she's
the winner, yeah, like the winner,
beautiful.
with those
She's beautiful.
stockings and
Yeah.
all that. And so they really have to make an effort to be best looking.
Yes.
And so yes, but matrafona is like being a clumsy
Okay.
sexy
All right.
woman.
Okay.
Okay.
Clumsy, sexy, a bimbo sort of possibly. Okay. I get the gist of it. I get
Yeah.
the gist. Interesting.
So then of course on Tuesday you also have the parade in the afternoon, and then they announce who the winners are. Then on Wednesday in the evening they also have the enterro do entrudo, with even they dress up in black. They dress in black for the funeral of the carnival, and they cry out. They have what we say as carpideiras, which is they cry like someone has died, and they just shout. "Ah!" They really make a lot of noise, crying, because carnival is over. And so
Okay.
they have another parade for the funeral. Let's say it's the funeral of carnival. And so
Wow. Okay.
yes, so
Yeah.
that is also a nice activity to see. Yes, clumsy, ill dressed. Yes, that's right. Very,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you, Antonio.
Yeah, that's
Um,
incredible.
then nearer to Lisbon, you have also Loures, you have Sesimbra, south of Lisbon, near
Yeah.
Setúbal. In Sesimbra, you have on Monday a parade of clowns.
Of course.
Just clowns. So
Of course you do.
then further to the south, you have Sines, for example, and in the Algarve, the most famous is Lolé.
Yes.
Lolé, that is between Albufeira and Faro.
Love that place. Yeah.
And Lolé is also one of the oldest carnival parades in Portugal.
Yes.
Then, besides the mainland, you have Funchal in Madeira, and in Funchal, you also have lots of celebrations, the decorations in the street. Lots of people, lots of tourists go to Funchal now because of Carnival, because it's especially at New Year with the fireworks in Funchal, and at Carnival they are two big events in Funchal in Madeira.
The Caretos that you were mentioning for Podence, those characters are very similar to the Cardadores of the Val de Ilhavo. Ilhavo, I should say.
Ilhavo. Yes, the accent is not there, but it should. Ilhavo.
Ilhavo, and that's the illustration that we showed earlier on. That's quite the hooter, isn't it, on that character there? A little bit, you can see references, can't you, to sorry, hooter means something different in the United States. Quite a big proboscis. I'll go with that instead. Yes, you can see the Caretos influence there, can't you, in that particular character, which I think is the Cardadores that Bairandi is talking about. And whilst we're on that subject, we're going to go to Avairo to look at these saucy illustrations and find out what you think about those, Filomena and Karen. But let's just go through these quickly. Look at all of this. This is just in one small part of the country. All of these carnival celebrations are happening. I won't read them all out because there's so many of them. But thank you, Bairandi. These are on the Gumper map. There's the one you mentioned in Ovar, of course, which is probably a significant one.
Yeah.
Ovar. In fact, we can do the pronunciations of these. I think you mentioned that's right.
Mielhada.
The Leitão capital, suckling pig capital of Portugal. There is Bustos in Oliveira de Bairro. They're having a masquerade ball there. The Carnaval in Fermentelos, Bairrada as well. Bairrada, they know how to party. Portuguese people know how to party, but I think especially so in Bairrada. Tocha, I'm going to go. Tosha. Oh, okay, Tosha. Free Carnival in Oia.
Oian. Nasal at the end. Oian.
Okay, no O on there, so it wouldn't be Oyan, but Oyan.
yeah.
Carnaval de Valdailievo there, as just mentioned, with the Cardadores there, and also I read that when I first saw it this morning as a massacred ball. Nobody likes a massacred ball first thing in the morning. We prefer a masquerade ball or a masquerade, a masked ball there in Bustos and the Arroz de Galo. There we go, in Benposta as well. That would be the chicken rice with the chicken's blood in it. Is that right, Filomena?
Yes, the roast gallo. Yes,
Yeah.
gallo is a cockerel or a rooster.
The
And
older chicken there. And finally, then another carnival ball in Amoreira de Gandara.
Gandara,
Gandara.
Amorina da Gandara.
Gandara. Okay, thank you, Andy, for all of those. When can we come and see you in your carnival procession then, Karen?
Sunday and Tuesday, as long as the weather holds.
So two performances there with the bridge day, and this is another thing that Andy mentioned to us and I was talking to the Dream Team last night at 9 o'clock on a Thursday evening about the public holiday. Is it or isn't it? The government say people should have a day off on Tuesday, but not all employers agree. Is that right, Filomena?
No, it's not an official holiday. It's not an official, but lots of things are closed because the bosses consider that, okay, if people are missing anyway, they are missing work, they are not going to work. So, but the government usually gives the day off as well. I just remember 1 year, a few years ago, that the government decided not to. But usually the government decides to give the day off on Tuesday. So because you see, for the parades to happen, people have to be involved in the parades, right? So if they have to be in the parade, they can't be at work at the same time. And also because if there are the parades, there is the audience to see the parades as well. So it's a celebration where everybody likes to take part.
Yes, and then when you've got a day off given on Tuesday, then I'm thinking people imagine, okay, well, if I take a leave day on Monday, and I start on Friday.
No, they don't. I mean, no, lots of people don't. But although on Monday, for example, we have, as I said, sometimes there is a night parade. And here, for example, in Miranda do Corvo, we are having a dancing ball organized by the local firemen. So we pay a ticket to go in, but it's to help the local firemen. Not on Monday, sorry. It's on Saturday. But, there are all sorts of things happening in the evening, especially in the evening, because people work and then in the evening they can celebrate. But, of course, okay, it's as always, some people can take the day off on Monday, but lots of people, I'm sure, they work on Monday.
Okay, very good. Darren's asking about the Gumper map. You'll find that on goodmorningportugal.com. And Orico, thank you. You've got more film links for me. That's wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. Superb stuff. And lots of other lovely comments that have come in. The Nana was talking earlier on about a conversation with the teacher and the Nana there. And in that picture, Bairani was saying you seem to have quite the keen Baireiros look. Let's have another look to see. Is that what you were hoping for in that photograph there?
No, it was just because I was not dressed up I didn't have anything with me, and my friend Annie, the one on the other side of Matrafona, she had a few mustaches, and so she said, well, at least put on mustache on so you have something on.
That is such a good tip. That is such a good tip. If you haven't got a lot of time to go down to the Chinese shop and get yourself an outfit, just carry a moustache around in your handbag.
It changes everything.
Job done. Going back to the car that we're